Welcome back to another episode of the Mentoring Minute. We'll be right back with Dan Comeau, but first let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to thank Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more about what Hometown Ticketing can do for you by going to hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. We want to thank Violet Defense for their support of the podcast. You know, Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information about their tremendous products. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. You've heard me say that we have a Sideline Interactive video score table in our gym, and it is fantastic. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. I promise you, you will be very impressed. We also want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they are on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles and an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For more ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history along with your proudest moments, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for their support of the podcast and sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also puts you in touch with the 95% of the players and parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your parents or your athletes, you're really missing out. Go to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD Podcast. We're recording this to air on February 1st, so happy February. We want to welcome our mentoring expert, Dan Comeau, Certified Master Athletic Administrator, longtime AD here in Florida, and involved at the national level with the NIAAA's Mentoring Committee. Dan, what do you have for us today?
Well, good morning, Jake. Welcome to frigid Florida. I know we're recording this, it's 36 degrees, but that's Florida. You just never know what to expect. Let's talk about dealing with media venues this morning. You know, as an athletic director, you are the spokesperson for not only your athletic department, but you pretty much represent the school, probably more vocal than assistant principals. The only one that probably hits the media more than you is going to be your principal. So you want to portray a professional personification along with making sure that people know that you are not going to throw them under the bus, so to speak. And you know, you're going to deal with newspapers, you're going to deal with radio, and you're going to deal with television. You're going to talk about, they're going to ask you questions about your opponents, about your coaches, parents, and athletes in either a positive or a negative way. You know, you get into situations where you may have to defend or justify an action of a coach or an athlete, and you want to do it in a professional way. And you're going to deal with phone calls, with emails, with social media, and those are the mainstream areas that you're going to have to deal with as an athletic administrator. And you have to assume that everything is public record. You can't say something or hide something and say, hey, no one will ever find out, because if you have a school phone, they can confiscate it. Your emails are public record. So you need to make sure that you're staying professional, and you're staying in a position where you're not going to get yourself in trouble or other people in trouble. And of course, you have to honor the HIPAA laws. And those are the things that you have to know as an athletic director. And I want to give you a couple of tips after the break on how to deal with such things, and you know, what I found best practice to be, and what other athletic directors have said this is best practice, like the 24-hour rule. We'll talk about that. So after the break, let's get into some meat.
Yeah, another great topic. And again, you know, I think for probably most of our careers, you know, we were kind of excited when we would see the media show up to a game, you know, to maybe cover a team or an athlete. Now, you know, everybody's got a camera in the stands. They've got that cell phone going. And so if something were to go awry, there's going to be video of it. So, you know, being aware of, you know, how to deal with that is certainly important. You know, plus you've got online sports media, in air quotes, people that have this website or that they're promoting. So having a policy in place and having a way to work with those folks, certainly important. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with some more wisdom. This is the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. Please stay with us. We want to thank Huddle for their support of the podcast and the Mentoring Minute. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. More than 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, use Huddle to help their athletes and their teams play better using video and analytics. Huddle's the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. Of course, there's analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play, from club and youth teams up through high schools and colleges, and even professional teams are using Huddle to help their teams play better. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches of the teams you're trying to get to recruit your kids. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you and your program, or how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We're back with Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. Dan, what are some tips for ADs on this very important topic?
Well, you know, it is an important topic because you're presenting yourself in the public, and you want to make sure that everything goes well with how you do it. You're talking about parent calls and telephone. Let's go to telephone calls. You'll get a call from a parent, and I'm sure it's not to congratulate you on a job well done. But what you need to look at is they're going to call and complain their child's not playing enough. The coach doesn't like my son, my daughter. And you have to put a buffer between you if you can. If you have a secretary, have them take the information down so that you know what the problem is. Don't call them right back. Let them simmer. Give it the 20. I love the 24-hour rule. It really does work. You give them 24 hours to cool off, and it gives you 24 hours to go to the coach and say, hey, this is what I'm hearing. Can I get your side of the story? And it happened to me a few times where, yeah, he's not playing because he didn't go to practice all week. He's been out with his girlfriend or something like that. And the parents don't know that. So you give them that buffer, have an idea of the issue. And then when you do get back to them after your investigation, you hear both sides of it. And hopefully you can quell the phone call within a few minutes. If not, you may have to bring the coach and the parent in and say, hey, your child's not been going to practice. What's the deal? And hopefully that'll, I got a phone call one time. My child's coming home from track practice at 9 o'clock at night. Why is the coach keeping him? Oh, what's your child's name? Gave him the name, not even on the roster. Just told the parent they were on the track team. So you gotta play it, and you gotta play it professionally. When you get emails, respond, don't react. Some people will respond to an email, and I've been accused of it. I react to it and right away, and it's not the way to do it. Cool down, get the facts, and then answer it in a professional way. Your response has to be positive and professional. Even if you need to, discipline somebody, your emails are all public record. Just know that the press can ask for them, the parents can ask for them. All emails at the school level are public record. So make sure that you keep yourself clean, and you're not throwing your coaches or athletes or parents under the bus in an emotional way. Social media, I think, is the most important part of this comment. Discourage your coaches from getting onto social media and having it out with other coaches from other teams. That happens more than you want to know. It's a bad situation for both schools. I know kids will do it. Kids are kids. Encourage your coaches to tell your kids to stay off of social media in negative form about the teams. When I first started at Treasure Coast High School, the newspaper would allow people to comment anonymously, and coaches were going after coaches and bringing up personal items about their families and themselves. And we went to the newspaper and said, please stop this. It's not right. Well, it's freedom of speech. Well, it's not freedom of speech when you're hurting other people. And finally they stopped doing that, but coaches could go on there anonymously and just slam each other. And it's a bad situation. Have your coaches, you gotta be bringing up professionalism when it comes to social media. Social media is a great thing, and it's not gonna go away, but it can be abused just like everything else. And we need to make sure that our coaches are professional, our kids know what to put on, what not to put on. And as an athletic director, encourage class. I guess that would be the word. So that's what I have for dealing with social media venues. There's so much more to talk about with it, but just, the whole thing for today is be professional, keep it clean, and don't throw anybody under the bus.
Right. No, again, it's just so very important. Another thing on social media for coaches is you need to tell them, and you as an AD, you need to be careful on, say, Facebook or Twitter about what you like. If you click on something that you like this comment or you like this post, there's parents out there, they've got nothing better to do. They're looking for things like that they can, maybe say, did you see what this coach liked on Facebook? And so it's unfortunate, but you just, as you said, be professional and just rise above all of that. And same thing, encourage your kids to do it. Great stuff. Dan, once again, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain, and I'm telling you, listeners, you really should, Okay. What's the best way that they can get in touch with you?
Well, Jake, I can tell you, I've had 5 or 6 people email me on getting more in depth with what we do. But my email is dcomeau19@comcast.net.
Okay. Dan, thanks so much for sharing with us. For our listeners, remember all the video recordings of these interviews are uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We appreciate you listening today. Come back again next Tuesday for another episode of the Mentoring Minute, and check out our other podcasts on the Educational AD. We want to thank Sideline Interactive for their support of the Mentoring Minute and the podcast. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com for more information. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. We've got a sidelineinteractive.com indoor scoring table in our gym, and it is fantastic. You really need to check it out. And we want to thank our good friends at Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Learn more at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing.